I think we played as good a cricket as we've played over the past few months. I think our batters deserve a lot of credit being able to make the runs they did on quite a tough batting wicket. And then our execution with the ball in the second innings especially I thought was a lot better than the first innings. I think obviously Mitch was outstanding once again, but I think we were a little bit short with the ball in the first innings, and then I think we executed very well in the second dig. But a lot of credit has to go to our batters. That was quite a nasty wicket, to be honest, and I would have hated to see any team have to bat on that on day 5. So fortunately, a nice toss to lose. Yeah, look, I said once we left, when we departed for Australia, that the greatest challenge this team faces right now is having success away from home. I think we're quite comfortable playing in our own backyard with our home fans, right behind us, and everybody knowing the conditions and knowing the weather, knowing the pitches you're playing on. It's extremely hard to have success away from home, and I think all countries have experienced it over the past couple of years, but this team especially has found it tough away from home, so that's why this series is such a great challenge for us. And we know you're playing the number 1 team in the world. The only way you beat them is to be at your best all day, every day, throughout 3 test matches. And we've started well over the first 4 days, but we know we've got a lot of work to do. I think we believe we can get better too. I think our execution, both with bat, ball, we believe there's areas we can get better. So that's a positive sign for this team. I think the 2 things that we've spoken about, well, I've certainly addressed to the group a number of times, is attitude and hunger. I think our attitude at the moment is outstanding. We're finding ways to get back into the game. We're finding ways to run with momentum when we have it. And a great example of the hunger of the boys is, the way Sean Marsh walked out and batted in that second innings after scoring 148. I think he scored in the first dig. He still started his innings like he was on 0, like he did in the first dig. He wanted to make another big score and contribute. I think you see it in somebody like Alex Doolan in that second innings on. I don't think he'll have or play a tougher innings than that through his career. You're playing against a fantastic bowling attack, as good as an attacker, if not, the best attack that I've played against in my career. On a wicket that was going up and down, to be able to play like that on debut, he deserves a lot of credit. So I think you see it in my teammates' eyes at the moment. They are so hungry for success. They know how great a challenge we have in front of us, and I can't fault their attitude at all. I don't know what South Africa are feeling right now. I know there's not one cricket lover around the world that doesn't know that Mitchell Johnson's bowling 150 Ks and executing his skills as good as, probably not as good as, better than any other bowler in the world at the moment. I think every cricket lover, whether you play the game or you watch the game, they've seen it against England. He showed it again here in different conditions. He's bowling fast. He's the fastest bowler in the world at the moment, there's no doubt about it. But he's executing his skills like any other bowler as well. So, it's an amazing skill to be able to bowl fast, but to be able to hit that mark as often as Mitchell is, that's class. That's world class. Again, Mitchell's got the right attitude. He wants to get better. He thinks he can improve. Everybody in this team knows we can get better as a team if we've got the right attitude like that. So, I don't think it'd be fair for me to sit here and try and imagine what South Africa or Graham's thinking. They're the number 1 team in the world. They've been extremely successful over a long period of time. They've got a lot of skill in that change room. I'm sure this next test is going to be even tougher than what we've just faced. So, for us, it's about looking at areas where we can improve, looking at some things we've seen in the South African teams where we can exploit a few weaknesses that we think we might have seen. But they're a great team, and they'll come out, nice and tough in PE, and we'll have to beat our best once again. I'd like to say it's a lot to do with the Australian team's performance. They're a world-class team, there's no doubt about it. And like I say, I think conditions, certainly today, played a big factor. I guess that's why, you see me declare after 2.5 overs. That certainly wasn't the plan when we walked out to bat today, but I've seen enough in that wicket in 2.5 overs to think it was going to be quite dangerous to bat on. And Steve Smith was walking out to bat, and I was at the crease, so we were getting off as quickly as we could. Look, they're a class team. It happens. We all lose games of cricket. It's about how you bounce back. And when you're winning games of cricket, it's about running with momentum for as long as you possibly can. So, assuming that, Port Elizabeth's going to be a really tough test match for both teams.